Hey everyone, how often does this happen to you? You'll be out at the golf range, you'll be hitting awesome golf shots, you're like the range goat, and then all of a sudden you go to the golf course and you can't hit a golf shot to save your life. Why does that happen? Well, it's probably because you're not practicing like you're playing. Let's go over a few drills and a few tips that can really help your practice be a little more productive and help you transition better from the range to the golf course. A couple things that you should try out when you're on the range the next time you're practicing and hitting golf balls. Make your practice productive by adding some pressure to some of your drills. It doesn't help you to come on out here for hours at a time and just hit golf ball after golf ball after golf ball. We need to add a little pressure, give ourselves some game-like scenarios to make our practice more productive so it's easier to transition. So one thing that you can do is, and I like to do this myself, is I like to pick out a target on the range. I like to go through a couple of my irons, and I want to make sure that I get correct aim, I'm hitting the golf ball solid, and I add a little pressure by making sure that I pick out that target and I hit maybe 3 or 4 in a row at that target before I go to the next iron. Again, that's going to add a little pressure, make it a little more realistic. When I do this, I go through my practice routine and I make it as realistic and lifelike as possible. Another thing that I might do to really help make it a little more productive is, and this is especially for golfers who are a little more advanced and can work the golf ball, I might try to give myself some realistic situations where I want to hit the golf ball a little lower, or I want to try to hit it a little higher, work on some different trajectories. Also, I might try to see if I can fade the golf ball on command or draw it on command. Again, maybe giving myself 1 or 2 shots in a row to see if I can do that. That's a very helpful drill, especially when you're advanced, to give yourself some real game-like scenarios. Another great thing to do before you're done, especially if you're preparing prior to your round, maybe visualize a couple holes before you're done practicing. Really get some vivid images in your mind of what that hole looks like. Go to your bag, grab your driver, go through your pre-shot routine, hit that golf shot. Depending on the outcome, grab the iron or grab the fairway wood, and again, go through that same scenario, giving yourself, imagining holes in your mind. Maybe even use the golf course you're about ready to play. All of these things will help you transition to the golf course a lot easier and a lot better. Give some of these scenarios a try when you're on the range, and I guarantee you're going to make your practices way more productive. Now I'll see you on the practice screen to give you more tips. Hey guys, thanks for coming on over to the short game area with me. Again, we're trying to learn ways to transition our practice to the golf course a lot more effectively and easier. And it starts with practicing with a purpose and adding a little pressure to your short game shots. Here's a couple ways to do that to, again, make it easier for you to transition to the golf course. First thing to do, I know golf courses like to provide range balls for you to practice your short game at the short game area, and very much appreciated. But first thing you got to do is get rid of these golf balls and practice with your golf ball. The reason I say that is because range golf balls aren't really designed to perform the way the golf ball that you use on the golf course does. It doesn't spin as much. It's designed to go a long way instead of performing around the short game area. So first thing first, get rid of the range ball. Use your own golf balls. Couple things to do within your chipping to make it a little more productive in real life scenarios. When you're chipping on the golf course, you're not staying in one spot, hitting ball after ball after ball, trying to get it close. When you're on the golf course, you get one shot. So when you're practicing your chipping, give yourself one-shot scenarios. Maybe go to different spots around the green. Try to see if you can get up and down from those spots. Maybe do that 2-3 times in a row from different spots. Or maybe just see if you can get it within a 5-foot circle. See if you can do that in a row. Again, add pressure to those shots. But don't just sit there and hit shot after shot after shot from the same spot. That is not very realistic when you're out on the golf course. You know, another thing that I like to do is I like to also give myself a certain amount of up and downs that I need to get before I stop chipping. Maybe 10 up and downs or 6 up and downs, giving myself one shot at each spot. Again, one shot, that's what counts, that's what matters. Be specific with your training, be specific with your drills. Give yourself real life scenarios when you're out on the range, when you're on the chipping green. If you can do those things, maybe also add a little pressure within your putting. Don't leave until you make 5 5-footers in a row, or 2 putt to every spot on the green. The choice is yours. There's many ways to make it productive and add pressure and make it real life scenarios. But the key in this video is make your shots productive to give yourself real life transitions to the golf course. If you can do that, I guarantee you, you're going to make your golf game a lot better and you're going to have way more fun doing it. Let's practice with a purpose.